Come on in, y'all. It is Freestyle Friyaaay. I know these random times, y'all just never know when I'm going to pop up, but here I am, pop. All right, so I'm going to start y'all out with the vibes for today because you know what I say.
Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun.
Hey.
Step two, get some good, some food in you.
What?
Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do. The aftermath of preparation.
Hey,
good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time. Yeah, that's how you make
hey,
it.
Mo.
Set a goal,
Hey,
control it,
Mo.
the steps you take.
I love it. 2 days. Hey, and if I make a mistake, it's called education.
I try to do this
every day.
Call it
Hey,
replication. Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day. And it is, y'all. Oh, I forgot. Oh, no. Here it is. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Well, hang around, Mo. Others will be joining. Hey.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
What?
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day.
Life ain't easy, yo.
Hey, get this message.
Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high,
Other times I'm barely breathing, y'all.
You always gotta fight night
From the demons, y'all. Negative thoughts.
a poison arrow. And full of flies, so here come the clouds.
Come on.
They'll never stop unless I can swap.
All the bad for the good in my head.
When I'm lost,
What? Hey, no, I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive vibes so overtaken.
I got patience.
One day at a time, that's how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation.
I know that I like to do it 'cause it's sensation.
I live my life in my head.
Like a narration.
Don't expect greatness to my best, man. I take it. What?
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day. Hey, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Hey,
Wake up.
today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Good morning, Michael.
Good day.
Hey. Hey, good morning, good morning. I know I'm late. You know, I explained to folks time and time again that, you know, my schedule is going to fluctuate until after I get through some of the stuff that I'm going through in life. But the difference is some people let life take them out. I do let life drag me around a bit, but I never let it take me out, right? Because life constantly lives. When I look back across my life and I think of all the things that I've been through in my life and all the things that I've come through, each trial and tribulation that I go through, I always say, when is it going to stop? When am I going to stop having some kind of trial and tribulation? When can I just have a peaceful life? But it's never going to happen. Right? Because as long as we are living and we are breathing, issues are going to arise, right? And so we have to learn how to deal with this thing we call life without letting it completely take us out. Whether it's divorce, whether it's, you know, you're struggling to pay your bills, whether it's, you know, you got laid off from work, whether, you know, whatever it is you are going through, appreciate the fact that you are here to go through it, right? Some people, you know, they think the worst thing in life is, and I can't speak for mental illness because I'm not a mental illness professional, but there are a population of people that get so torn down from life that they let life take them out. And even the ones that you see smiling with the biggest smiles on their face, you know, sometimes they can't compete with this thing we call life. And so I know for sure that everybody that I've spoken to in the last couple of months, everybody that I know is going through some shit, whether it's a medical issue, a financial issue, a relationship issue, everybody is going through something right now, right? These are strange times in the United States of America or the world in general, right? These are very strange times, but how we manage them is up to us, right? And so I appreciate you guys for having patience with me as I am managing through this thing that we call life. All right. Yes, Shirley, the mask we wear in public. This is what I'm saying. There's so many people that I know that are walking around smiling. Me, I smile all the time. People never know when I'm really suffering. That's why I can't get nobody to donate to my GoFund, because they think that I'm just happy and jolly all the time. And that's okay. And that's okay, because I am for the most part happy. I am, right? Because I have learned to appreciate the things that I have, right? And not just focus on the things that I want. It wasn't always like that. And so I'm just looking at life differently and being thankful that through this navigation of life that I do have a place to live and I do have food to put in my stomach, right? And anything else outside of that. And I do have good health, right? And I try to maintain that. And so outside of that, everything else will work itself out one way or the fuck another. Okay. And it always does for me anyway. And so I'm feeling in better spirits. These last, week or so, I've been feeling a little bit better. I see, movement in, my aspect of life and what the journey that I'm traveling. I see rays of light, and that always makes me smile. And so I hope that I can pass on that same energy and positivity to somebody else. I really do. I really, truly do. All right, because things are hard for people right now. It's not even funny. It really isn't. It's really scary. And so, good morning, y'all. Happy Friday. Today is Freestyle Friyaaay. And not only is it Freestyle Friyaaay, but it's a long ass weekend. All right. And so, what are you guys doing for the weekend? Anybody cooking out? Any barbecues? What's going on? What are we doing for the weekend? Cheryl Lee, I'm surprised you came back to DC. I thought you were going to stay in Houston for the holiday. I have grandmother duties tomorrow. My son texted me and he was like, "What are you doing Saturday?" And I was scared to answer at first. Okay, you going to Myrtle Beach. I love it. I love it. I wish I could be in Myrtle Beach, but I got to work this weekend. But work from home, of course. But, my son texted me and he was like, "What are you doing Saturday?" And I was like, I have retired from grandmother duties. I really have. I know some people might look at me side eye, but I have been in caretaker mode for all of my life. And in the last 2 years, I've been so free of kids and caretaking and stuff like that. And I'm just enjoying my time, right? I finally get to live. I have been a mom. I'm going to say I've been a mom since inception. Okay. Or conception or whatever the fuck we're calling it, right? At 15 years old. Okay. I'm tired. And so I've been taking a break from being the active grandmother for the past 2 years. And so, yes, that doesn't mean I don't see my grandchildren, because I see them, but I just don't be doing weekend getaways and spend the nighties and all of that stuff and picking them up and dropping them off and stuff like that. I'm trying to live my life right now, because so many people get caught up in caretaking for other people, and then you get into caretaking your grandchildren, and then before you know it, when your grandchildren are big and grown, then your ass is old, bent the fuck over, and can't do shit. I don't want that to be me, right? I need a period in my life where I'm living a certain quality of my life according to my own standards, not because I'm caretaking other people. Right? I need a break. And so when he called me and asked me, "What am I doing Saturday?" I was like, "I'm working from home." And he was like, "Oh, I want to go to, his best friend is having a birthday bash." And of course, because it's his best friend and because I love Marcus so damn much, I was like, "Okay, I'll watch her. Now she's 5 years old and don't go to bed at night. Pray for me, y'all. She's really sweet. She is not bad. She's just busy, right? She's not bad as long as she has her activities to play with and stuff like that, but she's just busy. She's always moving. And so it's going to be an interesting Saturday for me. And he's talking to, I said, well, when's the party? He's talking about, I need you to have her from early afternoon. I was like, from early afternoon all the way to the next day. See, that used to be easy for me before, but now I'm like, shit, I want to, y'all get the point, right? And I can't do that when the babies are running around, not the ones that talk and know how to tell your business. You know, you got these kids going to elementary school, right? And answering questions like, what is your mother's favorite activity? And these kids are writing, my mother likes to smoke marijuana. See, these kids be talking too much. So you got to be careful what you do around these kids that talk and know how to fucking write and read. So wish me luck on Saturday, okay? Because I'm just saying. Saturday, I'm going to be in grandmama mode. But that's all right. That's all right. I don't mind. You know, it is what it is. So that's part of my weekend. Monday, I'm hoping I get swept off my feet on Monday. And the kind gentleman take me to a barbecue. Where he at? Okay, because I'm greedy and I want to eat and I want to go to somebody's barbecue and eat their food. I'm ready. So I'm hoping that I could get to do that on Monday, either Sunday or Monday. Whatever day somebody is pulling out the damn grill, let me come over and bite that burger. I'm just saying. I can't travel. I'm stuck until after my case. Can't travel nowhere. I can't do nothing. All right. And I'm just ready for this whole shenanigans to be over with. Period. So that's my weekend activities. I know, not so exciting. I've been low keying it because I've been saving all my pennies for the stuff that I need. You know, I mean, I said I save all my pennies, but then I was in Lowe's yesterday and I had to get a new pot for one of my plants. And I go to Lowe's because you can get a pot for $10, $15 or whatever. And then you got to buy the dirt and shit. And my plants are like therapy for me. And so I bought another umbrella plant yesterday, different from the one that I have. I have two umbrella plants. And so I have one that is has the yellow on the leaves. It's a dwarf umbrella plant, but it's man-made, generated to give you the yellow on the leaves. And then I have the regular Japanese umbrella plant, which looks more like a bush. And they give me therapy. My house is full of plants, and these plants got me through COVID, believe it or not. And it was so interesting when my son came here last week and he was looking at my plants and he said, I really want to get into plants. And I was like, and you should, because it's very calming. It gives you something to do. You know, it's like a little hobby, you know, for me anyway. And I gave him one of my aloes because I think that that's an easy plant to take care of, right? And so I love the fact that he's trying to get into plants. I love that. So maybe for Father's Day, I'll get him a really nice plant. You know, I like to start my plants off small because I like to see the growth in them. You know, it's like an accomplishment. It is. Yes, Cheryl Lee, I have to spend time with my fan is dead. And this don't work. Which one of these fucking plugs go into my shit? None of them? None of them. Hold on, y'all. I got to get my fan because I cannot do this. Because, baby, the life of menopause. This is it. Okay? This is the life of menopause. Well, today is Freestyle Friyaaay, y'all. And it is also May 24th. And we are in the month of May, which is the month of acceptance. So I'm going to go ahead and read the positive vibes of the day, because we all need to start out on positive vibes of the day. Normally I start out early, but hopefully you'll get this message. All right. May is the month of acceptance. Let's see what May is talking about. Let me move the fan over here a little bit. Let's see what May is talking about. I am now receptive to the idea that what I see in others represents the fears I have about myself. What I see in others represents the fears I have about myself. See everyone in your family for the truth of who they are. Spiritual beings on a spiritual journey that does not always follow a straight, narrow, or path. See your family members as souls on a journey, struggling through their lessons just like you. See them as vulnerable and innocent children, as afraid of their challenges as you are of yours. It would be helpful to see that they are working through their stuff in the same way you are working through your stuff. But they don't always do the right thing in the right way for the right reasons, but neither do you. And there are times when they need a second chance. Even if it's 59, if it's the 59th time they have needed a second chance. Haven't you been in the same position on 62 separate occasions? See, your family members, even those you hate to see coming in your direction, through the memory of your own fears and pains. Remember being afraid to look at yourself? Remember feeling guilty or ashamed of what you saw when you did look? Remember how you tried to cover up the parts of yourself that you determined were bad? Remember how you hated to hear the things people would tell you when they saw the pieces of you that you tried to hide? Baby, I got to hang here for a minute because I just told y'all this happened to me the other day. It said, remember how you hated to hear things people would tell you when they saw the pieces of you tried to hide. This man sat across from me a few days ago for the third time and looked me in my face and said, why do you have trouble with eye contact? And I was like, damn, this is the third time he brought this to my attention. And it's not with everybody, right? But the eye contact issue I have when I'm dealing with someone that is at a different level is different, because I feel like when I give that person eye contact, they can see me. And sometimes I'm afraid, to be honest, for people to see me because there's a vulnerable part of me that I hide. And that is so true. And I had to sit and I had to unpack that because I said, damn it, this is the third time this man has said this to me. So I need to be conscious and aware of my eye contact. And I need to deal with the fact that this is being recognized, right? And I have to unpack why I'm hiding my vulnerabilities from people that I care about. If they care about me, they should allow a space in their lives for me to be vulnerable. See, I've never had people in my life that allowed me to be vulnerable. I've had people tell me to woman up, man up, be strong, you'll get through it. I never had anyone let me sit and be vulnerable for a moment. And so I grew up hiding my vulnerability from people that I cared about and I thought cared about me because I didn't want them to see it. And so I'll look to the right, I'll look to the left, I'll look up when I'm talking to you so you can't see me. That was hard. That was a hard lesson I had to learn about myself just a couple of days ago. And I had to sit in it because I said, oh my God, this is the third time this is brought to my attention from the same person. And so I don't want to come across as though I'm not truthful in my words. I'm not sincere. I'm none of that, because I am sincere in my words and everything that I do and I say. And eye contact is important when you're communicating. And so I have to do better. And I have to deal with that trauma that I newly recognized, right? And so that was a good, remember being afraid to look at yourself. See, family members, even though, where am I? Remember how you hated to hear things people would tell you when they saw the pieces of you that you tried to hide. Remember how you acted and reacted? Well, let those memories be the looking glass through which you see those whom you consider to be the undeveloped or underdeveloped members of your own family. Look at them through the compassionate eyes and see their pains, their wounds, their futile attempts to hide their silent truth. Futile attempts to hide their silent truths. So many of us, like Shirley said earlier, the mask we wear in public. Until today, you may have viewed certain members of your family through judgmental, harsh, and hostile eyes. If so, you were seeing them with your own fears. Just for today, see your blood, community, and world family with the compassion, support, and love you know it will take to inspire them to want to do better. That's a big deal, y'all. That's a big deal. Today, I am devoted to seeing all of my family members through eyes filled with compassion and love. I'm not that healed yet. Honestly, that's my honest. Some family members I do see with, through the eyes of compassion, and other family members I'm like, fuck you, because I'm human. And I'm still working on myself, right? And I try, good morning, Ansel. And I try to take up the words in this book and apply things like maybe they've had their own trauma that they're working through. And because of their trauma, right? And because of the toxic environments they were raised in, they acted out based on that, which might have hurt me, which might have instilled fears in me. So when I look at them, I'm not necessarily looking at them as with compassion. But this tells us that to remember the many times that you in your own life, okay, fucked up more than one time, did some fuck shit several times, and you needed a second chance. And some people are like, no, a second chance means 2 times. This says a second chance could be 69 times. We are human, right? And I try to communicate that we should give grace to other people, right? And I'm still a work in progress because I'm still at the fuck you stage for some of the family members and people that are related to me. But I'm working on myself. I am. Well, and so let me just put that up there because I seen it. I experienced it. I mean, a person that hates positivity, they suck the life completely the fuck out of me, right? I hate when I'm talking about something positive and the person responds with negativity or some kind of doubt or something. I'm like, oh my God, can't you just be positive? Just a little bit, sometime. But you're right, Ansel. Some people don't like being positive, but that's a deeper issue. And I hope that those people that live in a negative space sit back and they think, why do I live in this negative space? And how can I overcome this negativity? How can I inject more positivity in my life? Because I'm going to tell y'all, if you do not, people are going to run from you. People, it sucks the living fuck out of me, out of all of my life, when someone is constantly negative. It does. I don't want any parts of it. Now, I'm not saying you can never be negative because life. So I'm talking about people that stay away from positivity altogether, right? But this says give people grace. But giving grace doesn't necessarily mean, in my opinion, that you have to deal with the people on a day-to-day basis. It can be a silent grace. You just say, okay, I know these people are on some fuck shit, but I'm going to give them grace. But at the same motherfucking time, I'm going to stay to myself. You know? How much grace do you extend? to your family members. Because I know my family is messed up. Especially my mother's side of the family. I know they be cussing me out because I always talk about that. There's a lot of trauma. There's stories I could tell, but they're really not my stories, so I'm not going to tell them. But there's some shit that popped off when I was growing up in my family. It was like unbelievable. I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, this is normal. And we normalized it growing up. We did. We didn't see anything wrong with how we were living. That's true, Cheryl Lee. That's true. Constant negativity is the reason they were there, where they are. True. And then you have the people that are all so positive that irritate the fuck out of those people that live in a negative space. But, as humans, we just try to do the best that we can, right? But living in a negative space only destroys you mentally, in my opinion. I am not a therapist and I am not a certified life coach, but I am a person that is, living life and sharing my experiences across and sharing some positive reads that's giving us some good messages that we can apply to our life. 8 years in the Air Force, a lot of times I had to smile and take one for the team. No Diddy. Oh, okay, because the no Diddy. Baby, what is going on in the music industry? Did I not read this morning, or am I seeing things that Diddy has another lawsuit that's on the rise from a woman that says he allegedly, because I don't want nobody to come after my podcast, because come on now. I'm just, a little itty bitty thing out here. But allegedly, this woman is pressing charges saying that Diddy raped her several times. Of course, I scrolled through the comments to see what people were saying because I didn't know what to say. Somebody said, how did he rape her several times? Why did she keep going back all them times? That's what some people were saying in the comments. And my old self probably would have been like, yeah, why did she keep going back several times? But again, we don't know what the circumstances were. We don't. We don't know what fears this person had. We don't know what leverage Diddy had on this person. We don't know anything, right? And so as I watch these stories unfold, I am almost glad for the rappers that didn't make it. The kids that be like, I want to be a rapper. I want to be a rapper, but they never made it in the industry. I'm almost glad that they didn't make it in the industry because the way the industry is looking right now, it's looking like all the men had to get their butts played with a little bit to get where they are. That's what it seemed like. And it seemed like all the women had to be drugged up and passed around to get where they are. It makes you wonder why so many talented singers, right, are singing at the Sugar Bar and at the Underground and at Cafe Wah. Well, not the Underground anymore because they changed it to just comedy. Cafe Wah and singing at weddings and shit like this. People with great voices. Like I was at the Sugar Bar. Melissa Morgan, do me, baby, like you never done before. Ooh, that's my shit. Right? Now, my girlfriend knows Melissa Morgan personally. And we went to the Sugar Bar and to listen to her sing, and she still has those pipes, right? And so when I met her, I was fascinated. And I was like, people like this that are singing, and there's a lot of musicians that are singing and playing at places like the Sugar Bar and in these lounge bars and places like that, all in the Village. They be jumping. And I'm like, why are they not in major record deals and stuff like that? And then you look at all the shit that's happening in the music industry and you go, oh, because they wouldn't conform? Oh, so true, Shirley. Some people don't realize the words and thoughts have power in their life. And that's so true. And that's so true. And you know what, Shirley? That's why I feel like I am always so blessed. Honestly, even though I go through my trials and tribulations and I be scared as fuck, I feel like I'm blessed because I do feel that I navigate my life on positivity and peace and love. I do. Now, every now and again, I get a little raggedy. I do. And I could be a little toxic, but I'm a work in progress. And because, my heart is pure, I truly believe that the words and the thoughts that I constantly bring in that are positive, all right, and I move with intent, especially when I wake up first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, I say to myself, wake up, be thankful, move with intention. And I say, no matter how hard it is, attend to your mental and your physical. And I do that because I am important to me, and the words and how I live my life plays out in how my life journey looks. So I believe that wholeheartedly, Shirley. People don't realize the words and the thoughts have power in your life. And they do. And they do. They absolutely do. Good morning, Mother. Look at her. So, Mother, AG and I was talking about you yesterday. We were like, you think you cute because you just been going and going and going. So yesterday, Mother was supposed to go and do her chair yoga workout. And then she was going to swing because she loves to swing on the big swings by the beach. And they got these swings spread across various areas by where she lives. And she loves going into the area of Gulfport. That's the area she want me to move to when I come to Florida. We shall see. All right. But Gulfport is by the water, and they probably not giving any flood insurance over there, or it's costing like $2,000 a month. So we have to see about that. But she was supposed to go swing on the swing. So, Mother, did you go and do your chair yoga exercises yesterday? And did you go swing on the swing? Oh, they canceled the yoga. Okay. Did you go swing on the swing? Good morning, Debbie. Good morning. Shirley said, it's such a thing as grooming. Some victims of abuse victims often stay with their abusers due to a complex of psychological, emotional, social, and economic factors. Where's Aquanda? Because Shirley, like, this is a show of healing and being transparent and helping each other and being a village. I feel like, in all honesty, you described Aquanda right here. And I'm not saying that to call Aquanda out. I'm saying that because we need to love up on her. We need to pray for her, right? Her strength and her resiliency. Okay, we need to pray on that because I truly feel that Aquanda is in a situation where, she stays because of economic factors, right? But meanwhile, mentally, it's taking a toll on her. I see it. And so it's very unfortunate when we stay in situations because of psychological, emotional, social, or economical factors, right? See, I've never been that person, right? If I stay, it's probably because when I stayed with the one person that I went back to 55 times, okay? It was more for, I think it was psychological and it was physical, right? But never economical. See, because I know how to eat mayonnaise sandwiches. I know how to eat peanut butter and jelly. See, I know how to eat ramen noodles. So I'm not afraid to dip into the economical situations by myself. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not afraid. I am afraid. I do be afraid, but I operate through those fears over being unhappy. Right? And that one experience where I went back 55 times, I have learned my lesson. And so my last ex that I broke up with, is funny because I got a text from him like a week ago, not even a week ago, almost about close to a week ago. And it just said when ... And I was like, I I'm not even answering it. See, you see the work that I've done on myself? I'm not even answering it. I'm not even entertaining it because to me, that shows that he has not grown, right? Because communication was our main issue, communication. And so you hadn't spoken to me for a whole year. And the first thing you text me is when, dot, dot, dot. That tells me that you still the same person you were. Because what you should have did was text me and said, happy Mother's Day, or how are you doing? Just reaching out to see how you're doing, how you been. That would have been simple enough. And I might have answered. But don't text me with no bullshit trying to rope me in for what? See, I'm doing better. Well, Ansel, I need to know more. What do you mean showing their true colors after the pandemic? Let me hear what you got to say about that. I'm interested. What do you mean? Has anyone noticed people showing true colors after the pandemic? Because I might have. What you seeing, Ansel? I'm interested. What are you seeing? So I could chime the hell in. Right, Shirley? Baby, we are growing. And so that is a sign of growth. Like, I don't even want it. I don't want no conversation. I don't want anything. You see, because if you couldn't conversate with me when we were together, then what are we talking about now? You see, there's a lot of things that I let go in my life that I kept going back to. Not just relationships, friendships too, that you kept giving those second chances to. And even though I give people grace, I save my mental. And I'll be like, I'm going to give you grace, but stay the fuck away from me. Stay the fuck away from me. Ansel said they couldn't go outside and stuck in the house with people for weeks. Oh, and let me tell you, Ansel, that ruined a lot of relationships. The pandemic for me, being stuck in the house. See, I knew my relationship was going down the tube, but when we were able to go outside and do shit, there was distraction. But when we were in the pandemic and we had to be in the house, that's when I started seeing things more clearly. And I was like, motherfucker, I'm in this house 24/7. And even though he had to go to work because he worked at a job where he was an essential worker, just being in the house and him coming home every day and going through the same nonsense, I was like, I don't have no distraction. I'm seeing things for really what they are. And I got to free myself because I'll be goddamn if I'm going to be stuck in this house for the rest of the pandemic or whatever the fuck in this toxic environment. So I refuse. And so I have to agree with you, Ansel. People came outside. Right, Shirley? People came outside brand new and different. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What do y'all feel? Do you think the change based on people around the time of the pandemic to now is a positive change, or do you think it's a negative change? I'm interested in hearing that. I want to know what y'all think. Is the new different people better or worse? I'm interested to hear. I am interested to hear. Debbie said, I think it's a mixture of both, actually. A mixture of good and bad. They were always that way, or they felt comfortable. Great point, Ansel. Or like I mean, I feel like in my experience, being able to be outside gave me a distraction to ignore some of the fuck shit that was going on in my house. But once I was in the house constantly, I was like, ain't no fucking way I could deal with this on a regular basis. Ain't no way. And I've lost a lot of relationships coming out of the pandemic. Not just my significant other, but friends too, that I thought were close. And I posted something the other day that said a friend that becomes an enemy after a small misunderstanding was never your friend in the first place. And I agree with that. And so even though I give people grace, if we have a small misunderstanding and you fucking cut me off because of a small misunderstanding, I may not make room for you to come back because I've already accepted the fact that I'm not perfect, right? And I will make mistakes and I will do something that might unintentionally hurt your feelings, right? But if you know me and you know my heart and we are truly friends and you love me like you say you do, then it wouldn't damage our friendship. We would be able to communicate and come up above that. But when people cut you off and not speak to you ever again for a small misunderstanding or have some fuck shit to say about you, keep in mind that this person was never genuine in the first place, right? Because I have a friend that I have been friends with. I have a few friends that I have been friends with forever. I'm talking 30 plus years. They wasn't school friends. They were later life friends, okay? And we have had small misunderstandings. I have kicked my best friend out of my house and was like, you cannot live here, bitch. I don't give a damn where you go, but you can't live here. You got until the 15th to get out. True story. My best friend. And yes, she didn't talk to me for about 6 months, maybe even a year. After she got over being mad, she called me one day and we laughed like it never fucking happened, right? It's a misunderstanding. We are human beings. We're gonna have misunderstandings, but when we are no longer talking because of it, I have another friend in Brooklyn, Doris. We used to fight all the time. We went through like 2 years of bumps and lumps. We are still friends, never not speaking to each other. I have another girlfriend that used to come at a drop of a dime and help me when my son got arrested and put in a hoosegow and I needed help getting his car and doing whatever. Me and her never had a misunderstanding, but we have gone through some rough patches in life. And I hadn't spoken to her in years, and she reached out to me the other day and she was like, let's get together. And I will connect with her once I get over the things that I'm going through, because right now I'm just keeping it low key on my socialization, right? Because I need to keep my mental prepared for what I got coming up. And these are people that mean so much to me in my life, right? So when people come into my life and they show ungenuineness, if that's a word, I got to do deuces and I got to leave. I got to leave. Protect your mental and your physical. Debbie says, yes, I think some people came out better, but we focus on the worst ones. They are what gets highlighted. True. I can say for myself, I believe I came out better. It gave me time to focus on the things that I really needed to tap into, things that I needed to work on healing in myself. I'm learning. I have major trust issues, but I'm learning to do better with trusting people, right? And when people disappoint me, I'm also learning to try not to take it personal, right? I'm trying. I think that I came out better, and it makes me be a better friend. It helps me be a better partner, right? I have learned a lot of things about myself, right? I have promised myself that I was going to date differently this time. Normally, when I date somebody and I'm in love with them, I'm flat. I'm showing them off. I'm doing all this stuff. But now I have learned to take the time and really get to know a person and let a person get to know me before I jump into it. That's just me. Not everything works the same for everybody, but that's how I'm navigating my life. So I think personally, I came out better. All right. Even when I look back at my pictures during the pandemic, I was fluffy. Right? I was fluffy. If you go back and look at my pictures from 2 years ago, my face was round, my body was more fluffier, my stomach was more square. I was fluffy. I was in a space mentally and physically that I didn't want to be between the 2018 surgery mishap and the relationship that I was in was fucking me up mentally and physically, and I was not attending to myself. Right? So when I go back and look at old videos, I'm like, baby, you came a long way. Because now, RAW, you are putting yourself first, no matter what. And I think that's a blessing. Ansel said, my first time overseas was 6 months. The second time was 4 years. We are still friends and talk, not just on social media. I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. A Freestyle Friday, anybody got something on their mind? I don't know if I got anything on my mind. I shared pretty much all the things that I had on my mind today. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I wanted to talk about. Oh my God. Back to the Diddy thing. I just want to ask you guys a question. Why are they, I'm trying to connect why they are now bringing J-Lo into the mix with the P. Diddy thing, right? What is it? They say something happened in 1999, allegedly, with J-Lo that the feds are starting to dip into. And it makes me wonder, is that why Ben Affleck is distancing himself? Because I'm like, didn't J-Lo and Ben Affleck just get remarried like about 2 years ago? And so after they were together, engaged, and then they got separated and she got with Mark Anthony, then the baseball player, and now she's back with Ben Affleck. Didn't they make this speech that they found love? They found their love again and they got back together and this is what they wanted and all this stuff. 2 years later, they're getting a divorce. And it's so ironic that it's around the time that her name is being dragged through social media. Now, I don't know what happened in 1999 with J-Lo and P. Diddy, but all I know is that anybody that did some fuck shit with P. Diddy, they better be watching the feds, looking left and fucking right, because these MFers are coming and they are not letting up. On top of the fact that a whole nother person, 50 Cent, sold P. Diddy docuseries. Like, how do you sell somebody else's docuseries? Like, you sold somebody else's docuseries to Netflix, one of the biggest streaming platforms there is out there. Billions of people are going to have access to watch this docuseries, right? Now, Tubi had released one. TMZ put their the downfall of Diddy on Tubi, but this 50 Cent docuseries I think is going to be woo woo woo. Okay, the downfall of Diddy that TMZ put out was a woo woo too, but I can't wait to see this docuseries that went into a whole bidding war that Netflix won. This is crazy. Like, I don't even know what the hell else we are going to find out. But I don't know what the hell J-Lo did. But I truly believe that might have ruined her marriage. Oh, wait. Debbie said, Ben Affleck is distancing himself because I think J-Lo needs help. At this point, it's her. But in terms of J-Lo and Diddy, it's the club shooting. They are finally seeing it as a cover-up. Got it. All right, so now I remember. There was a club shooting where a woman got shot in the face or something like that. As a matter of fact, the woman did a video recently and she said it was specifically Diddy that she said shot her, allegedly, right? But Sean took the fall for that, right? And went to jail for it. And that night, supposedly, P. Diddy and J-Lo fled the club scene. But why would J-Lo be in trouble? Even if Diddy shot the woman, right? And J-Lo fled with him, how would she be in charge? Like, that's the part I'm trying to figure out. Are they saying that she helped cover it up and she could possibly be charged with hiding evidence or something like that? What are y'all thinking? Oh my God, Cheryl Lee, baby, Tahari came out and said Joe Budden, she was like, listen, Joe Budden dragged me down the stairs and kicked me and dragged me out the house. I was like, oh my God. Everybody coming out with their abuse stories now. Joe Budden done jumped on her post and was like, you a damn liar and you crazy, right? Everybody is a liar and they crazy when they are outing their abusers. Now, I don't know if the Joe Budden story is true or not, but it's got some funk in the air. It definitely does. Got it, Deb. All right, I do remember. Now, even in the Cassie case, right? There was something in the court documents that said Diddy used to make Cassie carry his gun as a form of fear, right? And so maybe he did the same thing that J-Lo made her carry the gun and maybe he put it back in her bag. I don't know what the fuck happened, but all this shit is going to come out soon. Yeah, and y'all know how all of a sudden Jay-Z is quiet. Where the fuck is Jay-Z? Jay-Z ain't saying shit. Now, they are best friends, right? Now, imagine if your best friend was being brought up on charges like this. What would you do? Would you distance yourself from your best friend? Because they got stuff coming out on Jay-Z allegedly surrounding Catherine White, which is supposedly, allegedly, his mistress, who is now unalive, right? And they keep talking about it. Jaguar Wright, Antonio Brown, other people. They even said that they went through extensive lengths to remove Catherine White's name from social media somehow. And so it makes you wonder, all these songs that Beyonce sing, Becky with the good hair and shit like that. It makes you wonder, right? What, I mean, because I know my best friend. She know every damn thing I did, all the dirt that I've done. And she has even said, we gonna die, bitch, with these secrets I got. I'm like, I know. The fuck? So when you have a best friend, don't your best friend know all your secrets? For the most part, right? But all of a sudden, Jay-Z is quiet. Would you distance yourself from your best friend if they were being charged with these things? They say she put it in her purse, allegedly. They say she put it in her purse. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. There's a lot of shit that's going on. And Stevie J in the beginning, he was coming out running his damn mouth talking about, I will fight 50. I will do this. These are lies. I ain't never seen Diddy do none of this and stop lying and all this stuff. Why is he quiet all of a sudden? He quiet as a church mouse too. Everybody's quiet. Where are Diddy's close friends? Not one person is standing up besides Stevie J, who stood up and now he sat down. Who else is coming out as a part of Diddy's friend circle that's saying he's innocent? Where are the friends? Where are they? And now it makes me believe that when he signed over the rights to these musicians for their masters and stuff like that, it makes me think, did you do that to keep them quiet? Did you do that to get on their good side? Because you've been holding on to these motherfuckers all these years and not releasing music. Mace is a perfect example. Mace was trying to leave and go to G Unit at one point, if y'all remember. And 50 Cent tried to sign Mace, and Diddy would not release Mace, okay? He stopped Mace from making music. Mace went ahead and became a fucking pastor. He did. And so now when you turn around, once all these allegations start coming out after you, and now all of a sudden you are releasing all of this shit, it seems to me that you're trying to make friends. You're trying to get good in with the people that got your secrets. They quiet as a mouse. If my friend was guilty, I'm going to be quiet as well. Well, dare you? Key word, Deb. And that's the point. If my friend was guilty. So obviously, what you say and Jay-Z is saying, you think Jay-Z is keeping his distance because he feels Diddy is guilty? Because I'm trying to figure it out. Because, Debbie, I feel the same way. If that was my best friend and I possibly did some dirt with them, I'm going to be fucking quiet. Right? But that's a sign that he know he guilty, in my opinion. Opinions are like assholes. We all got them. Why Jay-Z so quiet? Right? They not saying nothing. Okay? They not saying nothing. Right? Not a damn thing. Now, Beyonce, again, is being sued. That's not the first time, right? I don't know if these people win these lawsuits against her, right? But break my soul, you won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. Supposedly, the original group whose song that supposedly belonged to came out and is filing a lawsuit because they're saying that she used it without permission. And of course, the bees jumped in the comments and they were like, fuck y'all, she got permission. She always asks for permission. How do y'all know? Y'all talk about these celebrities as if y'all sit down and y'all fucking drink tea and water with these bitches. Like, people jump in the inbox and be like, she asks for permission. She always asks for permission. Don't do her like that. And I'll be like, bees, shut the hell up. Y'all don't know these people from a hole in a fucking wall. All right. And so she's being sued again. And it's not the first time. How many times is somebody going to sue her for taking music that she didn't get permission for? Now, is it her fault completely? No, but she's been in the business long enough to make sure that the people that are working for her are following proper protocol. But you know, there's a population of people in the industry through their connections that do what the fuck they want to do when they want to do it. Meanwhile, their names are being dragged in the Diddy thing, and neither one of them are being quiet because they've mentioned Beyonce's name too. I don't know in what context they're trying to bring her into it, but you know, supposedly she was aware about the Catherine White situation. Supposedly, allegedly. So I don't know. I just think 2024 has been a fucked up year for a lot of people and a blessing at the same damn time, right? Expose these people. Stop this toxic behavior. Then you have a population of people that's a good question, Ansel. I'm coming to that. Then you have a population of people that will say, oh, you kicked the black man when he down. No, baby, he was kicking Cassie when she was down. So he deserves all the kicking right now. See, don't stand up and be like, oh, don't kick the black man when he's down. I don't give a fuck, you black, white, orange, purple, green. You are an abuser. You should be exposed. And I don't want to hear, they didn't do this to this person, but they doing it to Diddy. They didn't do it to this person, but they doing it to Diddy. I don't give a fuck. They should have did it to the other person too. But because they didn't do it to the other person does not mean we shouldn't do it to the next one, right? So these people have to take a fall for the shit that they're doing. And I don't give a damn what color they are. My opinion. Yes, Shirley. Shaka Khan's daughter came out and talked about how Diddy got up in her face, and she is glad he is going through what he is going through. Baby, when I read that, I was like, ooh. And then she tagged her mama in it. She was like, look, mama, I'm paraphrasing. Look, mama, at Shaka Khan, ain't God good? She said something like that, and I was like, ooh, baby. Now, how would Diddy the audacity of him to jump in Shaka Khan's face. You see what I'm saying? The disrespect. Shaka Khan is an icon and your elder. But you jumped in her face and disrespected her. And the daughter came out and was like, good for you, fuck you. You get everything you deserve. You see how karma comes back? So Ansel has a question. If your friend is cheating on her boyfriend, do you tell him? If my friend is cheating on her boyfriend, that's my friend. I'm not friends with her man. Why would I tell my friend's man that my friend is cheating on him? No, I'm not going to tell him. I don't have loyalty to him. I have loyalty to her. But I will tell her that I don't think it's right what she's doing, depending on the situation in her marriage. Now, if she got a fuck marriage and they're sleeping in separate rooms and whatever the case, that's her business. But if I think that her husband is really good to her and is providing for her and is taking care of her, my allegiance is with my friend. I'm going to talk to my friend and try to talk her or him off the ledge of cheating. But I am not going to tell their significant other that my friend is cheating. That ain't gonna fucking happen. It's not. Yep, that part too. Shaka Khan, when her brother when her brother jumped in, the security beat him up. Diddy's security beat him up. I'm not telling Cheryl, I got great personal values, but I ain't telling my friend's man. I don't have a relationship with him. Me and him are not friends. That shit get messy. Like, you don't, like, if you my friend, don't fucking go to my husband or my man to be telling my man shit. You know, I asked my boo the other day, I said, if someone saw me out cheating and they came and they knew one of your friends saw me, would you want them to tell you? I asked this question and he said no. He said no. He said because what it is for him to know, he will find out on his own. He don't want nobody telling him shit about his woman. Okay, he will figure it out on his own. He said he would never tell if he saw somebody outside cheating. He said because what ultimately happens is these couples will forgive each other, okay? And you'll be the enemy. That's what he said. So I said, oh, if they saw me, you wouldn't want to know? He was like, no, because eventually it's going to come out. And then I said, would you forgive me if I cheated? And he said, most likely, yeah, depending on the level of disrespect that happened. I mean, cheating itself is disrespectful, but depending on how it happened, what was the circumstance, you know, and I thought that that was a very mature response. I did. Right? Because we can tell factually that there's a lot of people out here that do not leave their relationships for infidelity. A lot of people are forgiving, depending on the situations. Deb said, I will tell her she needs to do better, even if her husband is trash. Stop getting into new situations without cleaning up whatever you got going on first. Now, Debbie, I want to say, y'all, for anybody that don't know Debbie in real life, this is factual for her. I have seen it. This is factual for Debbie. This is 1000% truly how Debbie handles situations. She don't care how raggedy the relationship is. She will tell you either focus on your relationship, go to therapy, or get the fuck out of it. She will. I have seen it with my own two eyes. I love that about her, right? I love that about you, Debbie, right? No matter the situation, you are like, listen, if you are in a marriage, that's your husband, you chose to marry that person, work it out, go get help, or leave the marriage. I respect you for that. And I've told you that before. And so I love the way you handle those type of situations. I love it. I absolutely love it. But with that, y'all, it is 10:42, almost 11 o'clock. I got to go focus on work. But I appreciate y'all. This is a long ass weekend. I am going to start focusing back on our trip soon in a couple of weeks. Just give me a couple of weeks because I got to pay off my DR trip. I got to pay this money to this expert witness, this 20K. I'm working hard behind the scenes, y'all. I got a lot of stuff coming up and I'm feeling good about the progress that I'm making. Thank you guys for those that have donated to my GoFund. You have no idea what that means to me. All right. And let me tell y'all something. I hate to ask people for money. And let me tell you, I will make sure to keep the list of people that donated to my GoFund. And if I could ever return the money to you, I will definitely be returning it to you. I'm going to print out the donation list because you know what? I believe you do good by people. People will do good by you. And I don't look smallly on that. So I check my donation list once a week and I take note of what's happening in there. And I just want people to know that it's hard for me to ask for money. And those that gave me and donated to my cause, I appreciate you. I do. Some people Zelled me directly because they didn't want to go through GoFund, and I appreciate that too. And so as I navigate through this journey, you know, I'm feeling pretty damn good. All right. I'm feeling pretty damn good. Oh, Mo said J-Lo carried the gun into the club. That sounds consistent to what Cassie was saying. It seemed like a pattern for him. I wonder if Carisha does the same thing for him. Shirley said, at Deb, I agree. But I will distance myself from the situation after speaking with her, and there is no change because I feel at that point they are hurting themselves and I won't be a part of that. Nice, Shirley. I love that. I absolutely love that. Thank you, Debbie. I know you pray, you and your mama are praying hard on my victory. And I feel those prayers. I feel every bit of the prayers that you guys have put out in the universe for me. I do. I do. I absolutely do. And I thank you for that. I truly, truly do. Thank you. All right. And so with that, I'm going to bid you a great Friday and be safe this weekend, y'all. It's Memorial Weekend. Have a great time. Cook out, get with your family members that you like and your friends. All right. And have a great time. Spend some time with your kids. Do everything that you can do to put a smile on your face. This is a long ass weekend. We got something to celebrate. If you wake up in the morning, that's a celebration in itself. I'm trying to tell you. And so with that, I'm going to send y'all out. But I love y'all. Come back on Monday, y'all. And I'm going to tell you again, in a couple of weeks, I'll be back. I'm hoping to be back to my regular routine and my regular self, hyping up these trips and shit like that. I'm working on it, y'all. All right. And with that, move with peace and love. And no matter how low, you can still go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
You can.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
Yep.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
What?
I never answer to no, man, I still go.
And I don't. This is Coffee with Friends, and I am raw to the bone. Come back Monday, y'all. Move with peace and love. Y'all getting a whole song today, because this is Friday. What? Hustle hard.
Every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, on the highway, and in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You never hear me, bitch, nah, I'm coming.
Hey!
Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain
anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredients. Hey!
Really see with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy.
What? Even when you feel low,
you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
Hey, I never
answer to no, man, I still go.
And I don't.
Go.
But we gonna get the second half of this song. See, y'all thought I was gonna leave. We need this message today. Hey. You got a mind, but even that can change. You can flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. Hey,
that's what I say.
Exactly, Mo. Right. Yeah.
Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst I say and turn it to a game. Take the best I say.
Y'all getting this message?
On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain.
You never slow yourself down. You can do some more. Hey.
Push back, start a pain, and you find it done. Open
Push past all the pain. You will find the door. And you can. Fuck around and find out. Hey. I never answered a no, man, I still go, and I don't, y'all. Move with peace and love. Give yourself grace and be grateful that you woke up this morning. And with that, I'm out, y'all. Hey, even when you feel low. Huh.